remain standing for the national anthem of Argentina, led once again by Rachel Hines.
Well, it's an anthem that lasts almost as long as a good Argentinian maul. And remember, the last time these two sides met, that was at Twickenham in 2006. Argentina won, and Martin Johnson, of course, has so many frontliners missing. The Pumas will fancy their chances of a second successive win on English soil. England hoping to build on their fight back against the Babas. 33-5 down, remember. But England did battle back to within one score, going down 33-26 in the end. And the referee is from France, Christophe Berdos, and rather significantly from a Lions point of view, he will handle the second test in Pretoria, Lions against South Africa.
Yeah, okay. Jim? Yeah, okay, thanks.
Almost all set to go. But Mike, where do you feel that England have to improve where they went wrong against the Barbarians last week?
I think last week they tried to do stuff too fancy. I think they tried to move it one pass too far from set pieces, and just tried to take it that little bit tried to be too clever. I think this week, knowing Smithy and knowing Jono, they're going to want to really put a marker down, a physical marker off set pieces. You know, Nick Easter going over the top of Hernandez. They're going to want, Stefan Armitage carrying up the middle. They're going to want to get all those boys in play, and hopefully they can do that. Straight to a Manchester United supporter, appropriately, and Mark Cueto of Sale. Danny Kerr at scrum half. Albacete trying to put the pressure on him, the man from Stade Toulousain. Here's Hernandez, the magician. Across goes Dylan Armitage, and the ball will skid off this surface, and not a bad start from El Majo. Yeah, that's a nice start. You expect skills from backdoor passes, beautiful switches. It just shows he's got he's a complete footballer. Let's put that on the 5-pence piece. His captain described him as the chosen one during the week, but he did have a twinkle in his eye when he said that, but he might be too far away. This is Hartley of Northampton Saints, getting another start for England, and it's gone wrong, and it's gone straight to the tail to Fernandez Lobe. Definitely not the place where you want to lose your line out. Here's Vergasio, and here's Hernandez, the drop it goal. Sweet as you like. He's an absolute expert at those. He's at 12 this season for Stade Francais, and it's 5th in a Puma shirt. Yeah, I think, they're trying to set a marker out early doors. They've sat back, not tried to play too much rugby. They just want to get ahead and set a marker down and say to England, you've got to come and beat us. We're going to keep taking our points. And, that's a challenge for England to face.
Of course, all initiated by Dylan Hartley, completely missing his man in the line out, straight to Juan Martín Fernandez Lobbe. And the restart is well taken too. And well, the Sale captain had a wonderful season last year, and of course Sale will miss him badly when he heads off to Toulon to join the likes of Albacete in the French Top 14 Championship. This is Vergasio to Hernandez, and well, you can expect a lot of kicking from Hernandez in this game. Here's Armitage.
All right. Yes.
And that goes to Aguja. Aguja is wearing 15, but expect him to pop up on the wings with Hernandez dropping into the 15 slot, where he plays a lot for Stade Francais and also for his country. But the penalty,
Don't release the ball, yeah.
not releasing against England. The brave man, Andy Good, on the floor there.
It's been a very composed start by Argentina. A casual drop goal, a beautiful take at the restart, and they just seem to be able to push corners, and they're winning the early battles, and that's going to give them massive heart. And England have really got to get some composure into their game early doors and try and start setting the tempo and setting the pace of the game.
Juan Martín Hernandez, a drop goal already. Of course, this Argentina pack is being somewhat rebuilt, but it's still very, very strong looking. So Hernandez to double the lead, and as he pulled it, yes he has, it remains 3 points to nil. The drop goal from the number 10. Will be 22. Andy Good of Brive, and with Aguja at fullback. He's only played there once for Brive this season. His clubmate Andy Good will know that, and may try to launch a bomb or two in his direction. And the ball stays in place, misjudged. And here's Vergasio, who recovers the ball for the Pumas.
It was an interesting choice of dropout positions he's taken that from, wasn't it? On the 15-metre line.
Driven on by Karitsa of Biarritz, played against Gloucester twice this season in the Heineken Cup. And here's Hernandez, called the magician. The ball disappeared there. He is a magician. Great take by Dylan Armitage under the high ball, because it was well judged. And here's Danny Kerr to Andy Good. And it's Galindo who's back there, the flanker. And Hernandez, it is interesting, he's dropping into that full-back position as much as he can defensively. Andy Good is back there for England. There's plenty of time, there's no kick chase.
All right.
And it's still in, and it's Hernandez. Little chip and chase from Hernandez, straight to Andy Good. Can they develop this, England? Hernandez got his man, his opposite number.
Offside number 2.
This is Danny Kerr back to Mark Cueto. And it's a penalty for not rolling away.
I think with the advantage there, I think Hipkison May wanted to take that out wide. They had numbers.
Andy Good with the penalty, and some headlines last week after that match against the Barbarians. Old timers make England squirm. 10 of the Barbarians starting, 15 were over 30. But look at this take by Dylan Armitage, Mike.
Ever since he's started on the international scene, he's been taking those week in, week out. It's just great strength of his game, and hopefully it'll stay there with us throughout this game, because I think there's going to be more coming his way.
Good attacking position for England. Can hardly get his man this time. The first one was very wayward, and he goes to Borthwick, who doesn't handle it accurately. And here's Danny Kerr. He can be devious around those fringes, can't he, Danny Kerr? James Haskell just standing off. Hartley picks and goes.
No.
Stefan Armitage getting his second cap. He played against Italy in the Six Nations, of course, and he goes in there to try and dig the ball out. And here it is, eventually, in the hands of David Wilson, one of the new boys, one of the 3 new caps in this England team.
Interesting that there's a lot of space behind the Argentine line. The 2 wings are on the wide outside with no one in the middle after those chips last week. You could see them.
And Andy Good tries one of those chips, and it's good sweeping by Vergasio, but there's offside against the Pumas, and you would think a reasonably simple opportunity for England to tie things up here. Okay, let's go down to the touchline and join Graham Simmons.
Mark, thank you very much. Andy Good just getting ready to take his penalty shot. Interesting, just going back to Juan Martin Fernandez's shot a few moments ago at the other end. Both these kickers kick the ball with a very, very high trajectory. And if you look at the posts here at Old Trafford, they are very, very short. Had that Hernandez kick been, what, a foot, 2 foot to the right, you wouldn't have known. I was standing right behind him. You wouldn't have known whether that had actually gone over or not because the posts are so short. So could be a problem for the officials. Here goes Andy Good. Mark, back to you.
Might be a busy day for the TMO then. Jim Ewell. Andy Good drills that one low enough and straight enough, and it is 3 points all here at the Theatre of Dreams. About 40,000 tickets were sold for this game, and it was hammering down rain up until about an hour before kick-off. It was a day more for SpongeBob SquarePants than rugby players, but it's eased now. It's dried up and the conditions are pretty good, but it's slippery out there. Yeah, the papers again, they said England needed a bit of a rebooting. They played with plodding predictability last week. They need to improve from that. Martin Johnson was very honest in public in his comments after that game, saying they must increase the intensity. Danny Kerr. And in comes Leguizamo, comes off his knees, and it puts Hernandez under pressure. Good hands from Hernandez. And here is Fernandez Lobe. Vergasio wasn't watching really, it squirted back, and Stefan Armitage does a brilliant job on the floor there, the London Irishman. And now what will Mark Cueto do? They go into midfield to Dan Hipkiss. Dan Hipkiss has big Banahan outside him, tries to offload to Hipkiss, but there is a knock forward.
Yeah, Danny just went across field there looking.